Hi guys, welcome to Sink in Life. Today we're going to talk about composting in my journey. I've been wanting to do compost for a while, but I was always intimidated, especially with the price of the container. And I was also worried about the smell and how much bugs it's going to attract, and they're going to all come inside. So how I got started is my parents one day decided to put this empty garlic container at the kitchen sink and start throwing scraps. So I was like, well, I'm gonna have to start it now. What I did was I looked up the video. I'll link the video for the YouTube that I watched. I really liked that guy because it was very simple. Green matter, brown matter, throwing it in there. For green matter, I used all the kitchen scraps like he talked about, and then for my brown matter I went with the shredded paper. Since I used the shredded paper, it really wasn't organic. For my paper, I didn't use the glossy ones. I used like the one that you get in the mail with its plain paper. Although it was not going to be organic, I still wanted to go ahead and try it because, well, it was my first time and I really wasn't expecting it to work. So I was like, why not? The reason I did paper was I live in a wooded area, so there's no grass. I started in June or July, I believe. So there was no fall leaves. So I just went with paper. Since it was my first time I made this, I looked up, what to add, what not to add, and I made a printout and I made a lamination, my own, using a shipping tape, and I taped it into this container over here. And every time I empty this container out, I have been washing it and this stays intact. Let me show you how I made the lamination. So I just got a tape and I went a little bit up. I flipped it. And then I cut the trims. And just place it here. That's it. So as you can see, my container is full. So we will toss this outside in the main composting bin. So here it is. So for composting bin, I went with these containers at Lowe's. I got two of them. One's here and one's over there. And what all I tossed in these are the kitchen scrap, the shredded paper, and I did a little bit of soil. I didn't do the compost starter. And every time I tossed anything in there, I mixed it up. I put it on the ground, put the lid on, and roll it over. And I use a stick because this one is a little bit difficult to mix it, especially when it gets compact. As you can see, it's coming along very nicely. All right, this will be ready in April or May. I'm planning to let it sit for 6 months. So about April or May is when it will be 6 months. And then I will do an updated video then. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but I drilled a hole all around it. And there's a hole on the bottom too. But the lid, however, does not have any hole. So every time I tossed anything in there, I looked if it was too wet or too dry. If it was too moist or too wet, I added shredded paper, a little bit of at a time, because I didn't want it to be too dry. Because I always have limited supply of moist matter or green matter to make it moist. So Yep, this is it. And let me show you my other one. So that one I stopped it in October and I started this. This is my ongoing one. So this is what it looked like before. With this one, since I started in October and I had tons of leaves, as you can see, this is going to be an organic one. I didn't use any paper in this one. And since I know summer is coming, yay! I had tons of leaves, so what I did, I put a whole bunch of leaves in here to hopefully use it. So we'll see how it works. So the other thing that I was worried about was the smell. There was no smell in this big compost bin at all. The only few times there was a smell was when I did not empty those container that sat on the counter for too long. But then after I emptied the container out compost bin and washed the small container, there was no issue with the smell at all. And there was no bugs in the house. Well, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully it was informative and encouraging. If you do give it a try, let me know.